Hey guys, this is Spartacus here, and welcome back to another video. Today's video is going to be more of a review for Season 2 in Modern Warfare, and the reason why I'm making this review now is because I could just completed all the officer rank challenges in Season 2, and I got to tier 100 in the Battle Pass. And to be honest with you guys, I didn't think I was going to get to tier 100 in the Battle Pass. I really did not think that was going to happen because I was supposed to be going on a week vacation in California, so I wasn't going to have access to any of my like Xbox equipment or YouTube equipment, so there wasn't going to be any videos during that time, you know. But of course, with the virus outbreak, when we're all quarantining ourselves, I actually found myself having lots of time to actually get to tier 100 relatively a lot quicker than I thought. So same with the officer rank challenges, I was able to complete those quicker too, so I guess that's something good to come out of this whole quarantine thing. But anyway, let's go ahead and talk about Season 2 here. So there's approximately about 13 days left of the season by the time this video goes live on YouTube, and we should be getting some Season 3 teasers relatively soon, I'm gonna guess, because, you know, that's around like less than 2 weeks, right? So hopefully we'll be getting some sort of teaser here soon. We just got to keep our eyes out for that. So when you reach level 155 in Season 2, you get an epic variant called the Codebreaker, which is a variant for the FAMAS in this game, which is pretty nice. It's a cool looking variant. Haven't actually used it in game, but I'm assuming it performs well. I believe it has like a master key attachment on it, which is quite interesting. And so moving on with Season 2, let's go ahead and move on to the maps that came into the game. So by the time this video goes out, actually, I think there's supposed to be a new map coming to the game. I believe it's a 6v6 map, so I'm not going to be talking about that map. I can't remember the name of the map, but I guess they're going to be adding another map here at the end of the season. Sadly, I can't play it yet because I'm recording this the day before the actual new map drops, which is kind of sucks. But other maps have already been in Season 2, like, for example, Rust, right? I love this map. It doesn't seem like they changed anything about the map from Modern Warfare 2, and it's nice to actually see a fully updated version of Rust from Modern Warfare 2, and I honestly have so much fun playing this map. It is a blast, especially on Headquarters. I enjoyed myself playing Headquarters and Domination. Those are probably the two favorite modes I like playing on Rust. The spawns, of course, are pretty predictable. It's pretty easy to spawn kill, kind of like in Shipment a little bit, but Shipment spawns are like really random. Like you can move 1 feet forward and then someone will spawn right behind you, like an enemy or something. So I don't know, definitely not as crazy as Shipment, but still the spawns are a little bit crazy. It is very fast paced for sure. And then of course we got ourselves a new ground war map called Boneyard, or well, it's like Zakhaev Boneyard. I actually have no idea how to pronounce the first part of the name, so I'm just going to call it Boneyard. And I actually like this ground war map. It's pretty fun to play, and I think the main reason why I like it so much is because it doesn't have a lot of vehicles. The only vehicles I'm aware you can drive are the four-wheelers and the APCs, and then there's like those other vehicles that, like, I don't know, those Jeeps, I don't know what you want to call them, but yeah, those are basically the only vehicles. Like when it comes to like lethal vehicles, of course, like the tanks, you know, it's only the APCs. And what's very odd is that of course IAVs don't spawn, but if you use the IAV as your kill streak, you can't actually call it in, which is so weird. I mean, you can call it in, but it's actually replaced with the Wheelson, which is kind of odd. I'm not entirely sure why you can't actually use an IAV on that map. Doesn't really make any sense. I mean, it's a ground war map. There's lots of room for it to drive on, so kind of odd how you can't use IAVs, but you can use APCs. So just something I thought I'd mention here. And so anyway, the next part of Season 2 I want to cover are the officer rank challenges. Like I said at the beginning, I completed all of them, and from the most parts they're about the same difficulty as like the first season. I think they're just a little bit harder than the first season. I know some people are saying like Season 2 challenges are a lot easier than Season 1. Well, to be fair, if we're playing the game constantly, we're probably getting better, so the challenges are probably getting easier for us. But I think the challenges overall are just a little bit harder than Season 1. I don't think they're as hard as like Season 0, which requires you to like do a lot of tedious sort of things. But in this one, there's a couple of challenges I thought I just mentioned here that I thought were the most difficult. Like, for example, the IAV, or yeah, actually, the Crushing Challenge. That's what I'm thinking of. So the Crushing Challenge requires you to run over 50 people. Now, this happened. Now, you can actually unlock this challenges relatively early when you're ranking up in the season. And 50 people, as long as you keep playing like Ground War, I guess, then yeah, you'll probably get this done pretty easily. I found that the Boneyard and the Krovnik Farmland map are the best maps to play to run over people if you're just getting a quad or some sort of vehicle that's fast and just trying to run over people. It's not too difficult. Another thing you can do is you could play like Rust, or like a playlist, like a Shipment 24/7 playlist that they've had mostly throughout the season, and you could use the Wheelson to actually run over people, and that would actually count towards this challenge, and I know a lot of people actually were doing that. I found Rust actually being the best map to use the Wheelson on, especially in like hardcore, since enemies can't see the Wheelson on their minimap, since there is no minimap in hardcore, and sometimes when you try to run over people, you might get hit markers, where in hardcore you're not going to get any hit markers when running over people. So definitely using the Wheelson on Rust was very beneficial running over people, especially that kind of center area of the map where you have to crouch walk and people can't run away from you when you're like driving the Wheelson. It was pretty fun. So yeah, I definitely used the Wheelson a lot to actually complete this challenge, and then of course I played a lot of Ground War as well, just running over people, especially on Krovnik Farmland. There's like so many people that always like run on like one side of the map, but yeah, it's something that's a little tedious, but you'll eventually get it done since it is early in the challenges. Then another one is you have to get 50 kills with an IAV. Now the good thing about this is that there's some Ground War maps where an IAV can spawn at your base. You don't actually have to earn this yourself, but of course if you earn it yourself, that's actually also beneficial, so that way you don't have to wait for an IAV to drop from the sky for you to use. And of course when the like Season 2 first started, a lot of people were fighting over IAVs so they can try and complete this challenge. Luckily I got this done over with and don't have to worry about that anymore. But yeah, 50 kills isn't actually too bad if you play it right and make sure you're avoiding rockets getting shot at you. You could probably get at least 5 kills per use using this thing. I mean, there's probably one time where I've gotten like, I don't know, like 13 kills in one life, like using this. I mean, sometimes you'll get lucky, sometimes you won't, so you will eventually get it done. You just have to be patient when they spawn at your base, and of course, if you aren't patient enough, then yeah, you could actually play the game and actually get it yourself and spawn them in on a Ground War map. Now, keep in mind, when you play Ground War, you cannot earn this thing on Boneyard, so you are not going to be able to complete this challenge at Boneyard since you can't spawn in IAVs for some reason. Instead, if you have the IAV equipped in your kill streaks classes, then it won't spawn in. It'll actually be replaced with a Wheelson, which I don't understand why. Also, the Anaheim Palace, I believe that's how you say the name, you can actually spawn IAVs in that map. So if you have the IAV as your kill streak, you can spawn in on that map, even though it's not really a vehicle heavy map. But yeah, just to be aware that on some of those Ground War maps, you won't be able to spawn it in for some reason, but others you may be surprised that you can spawn it in. So moving on to the next challenge here, it's called Resistance. This one I found myself having a little bit of trouble, and I actually could have completed this, but I like did this challenge before I actually unlocked it, which was kind of sucks. So the Resistance challenge requires you to get 5 kills without dying while defending an objective. So all 5 of those kills have to be you killing people while defending some sort of objective. So you could be like on a hard point, you could be next to a flag in domination or a flag in Ground War or something like that. As long as you go on a 5 kill streak next to that objective that you own, then you can complete this. And you only have to do this one time, which is good. I did find myself having a little bit of trouble, and I tried going after this challenge, and I find headquarters to be good. Like if you capture the headquarters and all your teammates are dead, just have a shotgun in like a close quarters room and have them all rush you, and then you're able to kill them all. I mean, I was able to get like play the game with it too. I think I was using the not the SG-12, that's a Black Ops 4 weapon. I can't think of the name right now. The Origin 12, I think that's what I was using. And I was just playing hardcore headquarters, and I was in like a close quarters room. All my teammates were dead. We had the objective, of course, and so they all just basically rushed me. I was able to get 5 kills without dying pretty easily doing that method. But of course, you guys may have your own methods. Just make sure you use trophy systems, because people love to throw grenades at you. Trophy systems are essential when playing headquarters, so make sure you do that. And then, of course, the last challenge that I thought was, I guess, the most difficult. I mean, it wasn't actually that difficult for me, was the 4-piece dinner. Some of you may actually have difficulty doing this one, where you have to basically get a quad feed, and to be fair, it can be difficult. The problem with this is the very last challenge you have to lock. You literally have to reach max level in order to get this challenge unlocked, so that way you can complete it. And so for some people, like, this can be pretty difficult, especially like it's frustrating when you've gotten so many different quad feeds during the whole season 2. Then once you reach 155, then you have to get another quad feed to actually complete it, you know. So yeah, it's not too difficult. I did make a video trying to like providing like easy ways to get quad feeds, play Infected. That could be a good one if you're like the last one standing and trying to get like all these guys come after you. It can be pretty easy getting quad feeds and Infected, so there's one method. Of course, kill streaks also count, so if you're using like a chopper gun or AC-130, maybe even a Juggernaut suit, those kills that pop up in the feed can also count as a quad feed as well. I was lucky enough, I was playing hardcore headquarters, and I ended up actually completing this using the Wheelson, so that was pretty fun. I was trying to get it with the chopper gunner, but I ended up getting with the Wheelson instead, so I was happy about that. But yeah, I mean, pretty self-explanatory. It just kind of sucks it's the last challenge you have to unlock to get it completed. And of course, when you complete all the officer rank challenges, you get this cool looking animated emblem and show it off to everybody in the lobbies that you're going up against, which is pretty cool looking. So anyway, let's move on to the battle pass. Let's talk about the items here. So I'm not going to go in depth on like some of the items. I do like the fact that we have a watch where it shows our kill death ratio, so that's pretty nice. But there's some character skins in there that's cool. I mean, we got the Ghost character, right, which is pretty nice as well. I mean, everybody loves Ghost. He's a badass looking character. And there's a tier 100 skin for him that actually looks really cool, where he has looks like he's like wearing a hood and stuff like that. There's also some different, I guess, finishing moves like stickers, weapon charms, all that kind of great stuff. So yeah, pretty like, and of course with the battle pass you do get a refund with your COD points if you reach all the way to tier 100, or at least getting all those COD points in general. And you actually get like, I think, an additional 300 more COD points if you do get all those COD points during this season. So that's pretty nice. But yeah, that's pretty much it for Season 2. I'm not really sure what else to talk about here. I guess Warzone, right? Warzone came through like the middle of Season 2 here. So, yeah, Warzone, I mean, I'll probably make my own video, like, talking about Warzone, like, maybe a more full-on review, in my opinion, while I play it more. Now that the Battle Royale Solos is in Warzone, I've been trying to play that and trying to get a feel for it. Admittedly, so far, in my opinion about Warzone, it is very simple. It's not hard to understand at all. I kind of like the idea where you can get second chances by going in the gulag, or your teammates buying you back with their cash. I kind of like that feature. You know, it does kind of change up the Battle Royale style a little bit, just because with most Battle Royale games, once you're dead, you're dead. You know, that's how it is in Blackout. If you're dead, you're dead. You can't come back. But here, you might have a second chance, which is pretty nice. And of course, the player count for this is 150, which is more than the usual that we see in Battle Royale games. And I heard they're trying to get it to 200 players, which I do hope's the case, because especially when you're playing solo, like the solo mode here in Battle Royale for Warzone, it can get very boring. Like at the very beginning, you might drop somewhere, you might get a couple kills, you know, and try and get some more loot, but once you kind of like have the majority of your loot, you got your armor, it gets a little bit boring, and you're like, what do I do? And like at one point, I was getting really bored, because like I'm already in the circle, it's already taking up a lot of time, and I'm not really fighting any enemies around me, so I just decided to do contracts, which I do enjoy the contracts part of this, and I ended up doing a kill contract to try and go after someone and kill him, and I tried to kill him. I actually did kill him, but he had a self-revive and was able to revive himself. Then he kept running away, and I had to chase after him, and then he ended up killing me, which sucked, and then I ended up losing the gulag fight. I'm like, great, that was dumb, but I just needed more something to spice things up, you know, a bit. You know, as solos, it can get really boring, but in quads, or not quads, but in the normal Battle Royale where you're in a 3-player squad, it's pretty fun. I feel like there's always something going on, whether your teammate dies, you have to try and revive them, or they're waiting for them to win the gulag fight, or trying to help them loot back again once they win the gulag fight. Like, there's just so many different factors that go into this Warzone Battle Royale that I like. And Plunder's okay. I mean, it's kind of a respawn game mode, and it is kind of fun, I suppose, but I like the Battle Royale one way more. It is a little simplistic, but I'm happy they added it. You know, I actually think it's good for progressing through the Battle Pass, other than just relying on multiplayer or maybe even Spec Ops. So I'm glad there's another mode here in the game that allows you to progress through the Battle Pass. And since Battle Royale modes can tend to last a long time, it can definitely help progress through the Battle Pass a lot faster. So anyway, for the most part, I actually enjoyed Season 2. I think there's a lot of great things that came with this. I love the maps that they added. I think they're fantastic. We have Battle Royale, of course. The officer rank challenges I thought were fun. I thought they were well worth it trying to complete. But yeah, I mean, I liked it compared to Season 1, honestly. I think they did a good job with this. So I'm excited to see what they have with Season 2. Hopefully we'll get some better maps. Not better maps, but like some more throwback maps, I suppose, like Scrapyard, since it's technically already in the game. It's literally in the Warzone and in a Ground War map, so why can't they just take it and just make it a 6v6 map? We'll just have to wait and see. But yeah, hopefully they'll add some new maps that aren't remakes that are also very good to play, like Atlas Superstore. I forgot to mention that map. That's been in the game here for a while, since Season 2, and so honestly it's not a terrible map. I've actually gotten quite used to it. It is kind of a fairly larger map, and literally the map's Costco. I mean, seriously, like, you can't play that map and not think about Costco, you guys. I just don't understand it. It's quite literally Costco, but it's an alright map, and I really like the additions that we've seen here for Season 2. So anyway, thank you guys for watching. Make sure you leave a like if you enjoyed the video, and subscribe to the channel for more Call of Duty videos in the future, and I shall catch you guys later.